Oh, good morning,
Good
Loz.
morning. Oh, look what we're doing. We're already going to the news.
We'll stop that.
That's
for
okay.
now.
We don't. We've got more important things to say than the news.
That's crazy. It always wants to do that, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Hey, I put up an Instagram story just this morning, so I'll just let everyone know about the Shockwave song. So they can watch the story on Insta and just respond to the story with their suggestion of what song we should choose. And
Today's the last day, isn't it? We've got to make a decision today.
Oh no, tomorrow will be the last day.
Okay. I was told yesterday that yesterday was the last day. Then I've gone, it must be today.
No, tomorrow will be the last day.
Because I made a captain's call. I'm not the captain, but I made one today. I said, today's the last day because I thought yesterday was the last day.
No, well, I've got it up. I'm hoping that we get a lot of response throughout today.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we can kind of wrap it up so that it's ready to go on air on Friday.
Do we want to tell them about some suggestions or not? Or should we just hold those to ourselves?
No, well, the only reason I say no is because I've got to have more of a think about this, but because I'm thinking I might have a prize for the song, for the person, for if we pick their song.
Because that's what I asked yesterday. Is there a prize?
Yeah, so I think I might have wrangled a prize. So
wrangled.
Because of that, I don't really want to give away answers. I'm thinking if we pick their song, they could win a prize. And those prizes could be fireworks.
So how is this going to work? What do people have to do?
Okay, so what they have to do is I've put up a story on Instagram. I want them to respond to that story with their suggestion of song.
Right, okay.
Now, obviously, if you don't have Insta or whatever, feel free to call. We'll still take the answer.
You can even do it through Facebook if you want to, if you're old school like me on Facebook.
So we'll still take the answer. The reason I was hoping to do the majority of it through Insta is because I'm sure there'll be multiple answers for the same song.
Right.
So I wanted to have kind of, like that time and date stamp that you get
So is this like a quiz,
online.
is it?
What?
Is it a quiz you're saying like they've got to, or they just still nominate a song?
No, I just want them to nominate
okay.
a song. But for example, obviously, Katy Perry Firework, we've had that before, we're not using it again, FYI.
Yeah.
But for example, say 5 people suggest Katy Perry Firework. I want to have those time and date stamps so we know who was first if we go with that song. So that's why I want it to preferably come through socials. But if
let's blow up our socials.
Yes.
Come on, everyone, get onto Insta.
Yeah, exactly right. So that would be preferable. Yep. But I mean, if you're listening right now and you don't have social media, it's fine. You can call up with it.
Okay.
But I just would prefer them come through socials.
You can call up, or you can go old school, email me too, because that gives me a stamp as well.
Yes.
Emails that actually do that, they tell you the time it came in.
That's it.
That's kind of cool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Very 1990s of me. I love it.
1990s of you.
Well, I think that's when I started using email.
I didn't because I was a toddler in the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
So
okay,
I did not have an email address as of yet.
You were probably already hassling your sister, though.
Hey, do you think it's crazy?
You know who used to hassle your sister?
Used to.
Still do?
Yep.
Oh, you're mean.
Do you think it's crazy? When celebrities started doing this first, when they started doing it, I thought you guys are insane. But now I'm like, it actually makes sense. So getting to the point, do you think it's crazy when people have kids and they reserve the name, like the email and stuff, like their Insta handle,
Are you serious?
That? Yes. So
is that a thing?
It's a thing.
I love it.
So I thought when celebrities started doing it years ago, like when they would but they went further. They'd like patent the name or like the brand. They would essentially, so no one could the likeness, the brand, all that stuff. So I get celebrities did that, right? And at the time I was like, celebrities,
especially
man.
if you only call your kid North or something like that.
And I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, celebrities, man, they're just crazy. But I was actually having to do a new handle for something recently. I think it was like Snapchat or something. And I had to change my handle on it.
Why?
I just had to. It was just old. It was ancient. I hadn't used it. I was like reactivating an old account.
Really?
Anyway.
Just keep it how it was, couldn't you?
Nah, long story. Anyway, so I was changing it. And it got me thinking because, when you put in like a name or whatever, username, handle, whatever, and it's like, can't use that. Like it's already in use.
Already got it.
Yeah. And so as I'm doing this, I'm thinking this is why people, when they have kids, they reserve it so their kid doesn't have to have a silly email address. It can just be like
Nigel 1234 ABC.
Yeah,
or something like
it can just be like, Nigel@hotmail.com.au, because it's been reserved forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I feel like there might be some credence in doing this.
We kind of, in a way, did that.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. We gave our daughter a name that nobody else will have easily, a spelling of her name.
I was about to say, her name's not weird, but so the spelling.
Yeah, so we've given her the chance in life to be the only Olivia with a Y, Oly. There's not many of them. There wouldn't be any. Like, you won't find Olivia's with a Y.
I mean, at least it's just a Y. At
And
least
the
it wasn't like
first
a double I accent, 3 A's.
Well, we could have done that. The first person to write it down wrote it wrong. The nurse on the crib
Yeah.
wrote it down the wrong way, and we had to get it changed.
Oh, no.
The first person to write a name, so she's going to go through this for the whole of her life. Where everyone's
So
gonna
have
spell
you
her
done
name
something good so she can have a good email, or have you done something really irritating
Well,
for her when she's older?
I think it's good. She'll be able to have whatever she wants because Olivia won't be spelt in that way. So don't even think about it. If you're thinking of naming your kid Olivia like that, mind you, we've got a head start.
Is it Olyvia?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You won't find many of them around.
I didn't even have a name for like the first week of my life.
Oh, my goodness, you were one of those. My sister was one of those.
Yeah.
They called her Mirren in the end.
Well, they could have waited longer.
Well, I reckon they could have. And I feel sorry for my sister with that name.
At least my name's just standard. It's not unique or crazy or anything like that. But
well, if we call you Loz, it's pretty crazy. L-O-Z.
yeah, it's funny because like Lauren.
But that's not on your birth certificate.
Obviously, Lauren is what's on my birth certificate.
Yeah, that's pretty basic.
But
pretty normal.
Basic. You just called me basic. Anyway, no one.
I knew you'd pick up on
no
that.
one calls me Lauren, even if it's not Loz. Even my parents. Lauren's just not a thing unless I'm in trouble.
Lauren?
When I was a kid,
Did you ever get called like that? Were you ever yelled at? Lauren?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, God, I just have flashbacks.
Did I just give you
It used to be Lauren Joanne.
Lauren Joanne?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You've got two first names.
No, that Joanne is my middle name, but it was said out loud when I was in trouble. But that's because even though I'm Loz now, I've been Loz for years and years
And your
and years
surname
and years.
changed?
Yes, but I've always to my parents I was always LJ.
So on the radio, did you ever use your last name? Because back in the old
No.
days, we used to use our last names. I used to always use my last name. Here I don't.
No, I never did.
Because it's kind of changed. The industry's changed. We just say, because we don't want to confuse people too much.
Yeah.
We just say, oh, you're Nigel, Loz. It's
Yeah.
easy. And in fact, when I started in the industry, there was a school of thought that said you don't want to have two syllables in your name. So I should have been Nige.
Yeah,
Right, but I didn't want to be that. There was already a guy in Canberra called Nige.
See, I was always Loz, even prior to radio. A lot of people said to me, "Oh, like radio name, are you really Lauren?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I've never been called Lauren." So as a kid, my parents, it was always Loz or LJ.
Because Loz is good. It's one syllable.
That was all I ever was.
So
and then
Loz.
as I grew, in like friendships and stuff was more Loz. My family still calls me LJ.
Yeah.
But I was never Lauren.
Do you know, if we ever, you and I did a breakfast show together, we'd be Nige. I'd have to be Nigel, no, because it'd be Nige and Loz or Loz and Nige. Because you have to have that one syllable. That's the radio way.
Yeah, Nigel's
Kyle. Oh, is Kyle? Oh, he's two.
I don't know. We'll have to discuss it more after the news, though, because we're running
we're
late.
well over the news. But look, Cracker Tracker will have another clue after the news.
Yes, we will.
All right. It's news time.